So basically I need to change the line number 41, so which is basically pointing to the designation binding, okay, or data field binding, right? Okay. Now here the first thing we need to understand is a view can talk only to its controller. Okay, let me make one point clear. A view can talk only to its controller. Okay, but from here I said in the diagram I need to call formatter.js. Now these two are two contradictory statements. Are they not contradictory statements? I said a view can talk only to its controller, only to its controller file. And now I am saying this particular binding, nothing but part of the view. So where is this statement present? This statement is present in the view 1, right? So from this particular statement, I am telling I need to talk to formatter.js. So both are two contradictory statements. It is something like I am very healthy, but I have thyroid, BP and sugar. So both are contradictory statements, right? Isn't it? So such a statement I made just now. So I said a view1 talk only to its controller view1.controller.js, and at the same time I am saying from this particular view1 I need to talk to formatter.js. Now formatter.js is also a separate JavaScript file, but the view1 cannot talk to formatter.js. Okay, so one thing is very clear, that view1 cannot talk to formatter.js directly. Okay, view1 can talk only to the view1 controller. Now obviously when I say view1 can talk only to the view1 controller and it cannot talk to the formatter.js directly, so who should talk to the formatter.js? Who should talk to the formatter.js?
Controller.
View1 controller should talk to the formatter.js. View1 controller should talk to formatter.js, because view1 said I will not talk to any other apart from view1 controller. So let view1 controller talk to formatter.js. Okay, so let us see how. So what we do is, the view can always talk to view1 controller. So in the view1 controller, in the library loading place, we can also load our JavaScript file as a library. See, what is a library? A library contains some predefined functions. Library means what? Library contains some predefined functions. Now, formatter.js also contains some functions. So can't I make this as a library? Yes, you can do that. For example, in our college, there is a library room. Now what that library contains? The library contains some books which are written by some authors. But let's say I'm an author, I can also write book. Yeah, you can also write a book and keep that book in the library, right? That is what I am doing. I have written this particular JavaScript library. Library means it should contain some functions. Yes, this also contained a function. Now I want to make this particular formatter.js also as a library. So load it here. So to load your library, you need to give its complete path. So your library is present in web app folder. So web app folder technical name is com.demo b72 UI5 app, which this entire thing is web app folder. So you need to write slash instead of dot in this particular syntax. So this is web app folder. Now inside the web app folder there is a model folder, and inside this model folder only you have the formatter.js. So slash formatter. Okay. So basically, I'm loading my formatter.js file as a library here. Now give the shortcut name, last word of the library as a shortcut name here. Okay. Now what happened? The view1 controller come to know about this formatter, which is a library. But still, even though your view1 controller came to know about the library, but your view1 still cannot access the formatter.js. The reason is, whatever that are present above the line number 10, whatever that are present above the line number 10, your view1 cannot talk to. For example, on the press action, we have written this function. So this function is accessible by the view1, correct? On press submit. So on press submit is a function that is accessible from the view1. Yes or no? So why this is accessible? Because this function is present after the line number 10. So whatever that are present above the line number 10, they are not accessible to the view. But whatever that are present below the line number 10, they are accessible to your view. Now what we need to do is, we need to make this formatter also available to the view by writing this formatter below the line number 10. By writing like this. Just like on init is a function, on press submit is a function. So similarly, I will say F is a formatter. The left hand side, whatever you are writing, that's a name. And right hand side, whatever you are writing, that tells you what exactly it is. On press submit, it's a name. Name of what? It's a function, colon function, means you need to read it like this. On press submit is a function. Is a function. So from the view1, you can call the left hand side one, which is the function name. Okay, on press submit is a function name. Got it? So similarly, what I did, I written a letter. You can give the letter as A, B, C, D, or even you can keep your name also. Okay. So I said some F. Okay. In place of F, you can keep your name also, no problem. And colon. Colon means is. F is what? F is formatter. F is formatter. So why I am writing this particular statement? Because from the view1 can access F now. So whatever the left hand side part is there, that can be accessible from the view. So now from the view1, if I say F becomes a formatter. F is a formatter. We already defined saying that F is formatter. Okay. So now all of you observe, I am changing this binding. How I am changing this binding, all of you observe. So I am writing the binding into a little different syntax. So path, comma, formatter, colon, dot format basic. That's all. So this particular syntax I'm going to explain now. So by the way, let us see the output. Now this is already achieved. Developer SC, senior developer SC, team lead TL. So that means if you want to achieve these kind of requirements, you really no need to go for JSON model. Okay. So this is what I wanted to show you, because from the last class, most of you may have an impression that we definitely need JSON model. No, without using the JSON model, also SAP has given these kind of options to alter the data of the table columns. Okay, the only thing is extra columns you cannot add in case of OData model. So if you want extra columns, do it in the back end, not in the front end. Okay, Right. Now let us understand the syntax. So previously the syntax is as simple as this. So previously the syntax is basic. So basically this tells that please print the value of DESIG here. So please display the value of current iteration of DESIG data field value here. So this is a previous simple binding. Now the same binding has been replaced with a little elaborated binding. Now let us see what is the meaning of this. So first, path : DESIG. So this path, inside the path whatever you are giving, so this becomes an input parameter to the formatter function called format_DESIG. So whatever you are giving here, so this one you can assume as the input parameter to the function. So this one, arrow mark. Okay. So I am saying I want to send this DESIG, which is the current iteration value of the designation, as an input parameter to the formatter function. So that is what path refers to. So once again, path means input parameter to the function. Okay, fine. Next, formatter means what is your formatter and what is your formatter function you are going to call. So that is what is formatter. Now after the colon, whatever we are giving within the single quotes, so that gives the information about our formatter. So here there are a lot of information. Listen carefully. Now in the formatter value we have given like this. Now in this, the first dot, the dot at the front indicates to go to the controller immediately. To go to the controller immediately. Dot means go to the controller. Okay, so it goes to the controller. So who is the controller? V1 controller. Now after going to the controller, it will check what is F. So we clearly said F is a formatter, so it goes to the formatter directly. Now after going to the formatter, we are asking to call the function format_DESIG. So this function will be called, and already the path is mentioned, the input parameter is mentioned. This entire binding will be replaced with whatever it is returned. So if it returns as developer SC, then this entire binding will be replaced with text equal to developer SC or HSC something. So like this. So this is how exactly the formatter concept works. Clear? Okay, right. The next thing I'm going to show you regarding the formatter is we are going to keep some color for the skill and for the status. Otherwise we'll keep color for the status, that is enough. Okay. Anyway, it's up to you. You can keep the color for any column. So coloring columns, how to do this? First of all, you need to understand how this particular color can be given. So we know that in SAP UI5 we don't write CSS. We give the color by using semantic colors of SAP UI5. So go to the view one. For example, for the status, if you want to display a text with some color, then do not use text UI element, but instead of the text UI element, SAP has given another UI element called object status. So use that. So what is the difference between text UI element and object status UI element? The text UI element can display only text. The text UI element can display only text. The object status UI element, it can display the text and it can also add the color to it. So here color means only semantic colors. And what do you mean by semantic colors? In SAP business applications, So red color, green color, orange color. So these colors are called the semantic colors. Okay. Now I'm going to replace this text UI element with the object status and bind the text property again with the status. Now at this moment, both the text UI element and object status both are same. So if you want, you can see there is no change in the output. So observe the status. It is still permanent, contract permanent. Now the object status UI element has an additional property called state. Now in this particular state, if I give success, it appears in green color. It appears in green color. See? Now all the statuses are coming in green color. In this particular state, if I give error, then it appears in red color. See, it's appearing in red color. Okay. So similarly, if I give warning here, then it appears in orange color. Okay. Now you understand how to display the color. The only thing we need to do is, so I do not want all of these with the same color. Permanent I want in green color, contract I want in red color. This is the client's requirement. So obviously this is called conditional, right? So here also you can apply formatter. How? Simple. The color is purely dependent on the current value of the status, right? See, so what is your basic requirement? If status is equals to permanent. So if the status is permanent, then you want in green color. So green color means, so how you will get the green color? So if you give the state property as success, you will get the green color, right? So similarly, if the status is equal to contract, then you want red color. So red color means, so if you give the state value as error, you will get the red color. Now the question to you, how do you achieve it? I already given almost all the answer, but I want you to think and tell me. Anyone? How can we achieve this? If you have understood the concept, yeah.
It's from format designer, formatter.js itself. Applying it for status. Applying it for state.
Exactly. So in this particular state, for the state property, we should not give warning, we should not give error, we should not give success. So do not hard code anything here, but instead call the formatter from here. Okay. So go to the formatter.js and write an extra function called format. What is it? Format status. And take the status as the input and write your if condition. If my status is equal to permanent, okay, then I'm going to return. So return what? What I'm going to return? Come on.
Success.
So because I want green color, so I'm going to return this. So similarly, let's say if the status is contract, So the status is contract and want red color, so I will write the red color. Now from the view, so basically I need to call this kind of syntax. So path. So what I need to send to the function, I need to send my status to the function, and the function name is format status. Okay, it's done. See, permanent, all permanent in green color, contract in red color. Okay, so similarly we can do this for the skill. So SAP UI5 green color, ABAP in orange color, for example. So let's do that. So for that again, you need to go to the formatter.js. So copy the function, put another function called format. So what is this? Skill, and receive the skill as the input. And if the skill is SAP UI5, then only you want green color. So if the skill is ABAP, so ABAP you want orange color, for example, then 1. Okay. And that's all. In the view, you just need to repeat this object status. Control C, Control V, like the copy paste, that's all. So since it's the same, I did it little fast, but I hope you have understood. Okay, so the UI5 appearing in green color and ABAP is appearing in orange color. Okay, so in one of the batch, one student said Rizwan, you are showing partiality here, SAP UI5, how it can become green color, ABAP how it can become orange color. Okay, so see, I need to give some color, right? So I've given some color, but when you are practicing, you give green color or red color or whatever the color you want. For ABAP, you can give it. Okay, right.
And one question here: that background, can we change the color rather than letters? Background for that particular field.
So the entire thing you want to change, right?
Only for that. Behind the, like suppose we made contract as the red, right? Contract in the last column.
The entire text you mean to say the background of the text as well.
Background of that text. Yeah.
So if you want to do like that, we can do it, but not with the text. Not with the object status.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we need to change the UI element totally. Okay. So this UI element has to be replaced with another UI element that I will tell you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Give me a second, otherwise. This is a UI element actually. Object status can display only the text, but in addition to that, if you want, we can do that.
Maybe in the next class we can see, like when you get time.
I'm just looking for that UI element. Actually, I'm able to recollect it exactly. Okay, I'll just.
Yeah, nothing urgent. Only just I was referring back to our ALV concept and then trying to relate it here.
Got it. That is called some, that's not a object status UI element. It is something like a some message related UI element is there. So there we will do. Okay, anyway, I will just get it. Yeah. So today the last formatter I'm going to show you is the date formatter. So date is a very common requirement in the real time, guys. So this one people will just copy paste, and moreover SAP has given the direct function for this, so you don't need to worry at all. Okay, so you can use this, copy paste this one. Okay, so this is given by SAP directly, including the complete library. So I'm placing the direct function here. So format date. So this is the SAP's provided standard formatter. So in this, SAP says you change this particular pattern, whatever the pattern that you want, you change this one here. That's all. Okay, and you pass your date of joining here as an input. So now I need to pass this date of joining here. All right. So let me just explain here. So this is standard formatter given by SAP. So this particular standard formatter, OData format, has a format function. So this particular format function is taking your date of joining as an input. Now whatever the pattern that you give here, so in that pattern it will get converted. Okay. So from the view, we have not added the column date of joining. So let's add this column. So let me write this as DOJ, and let me fix the UI element, and so basically we need to call the formatter. So path colon date of joining comma formatter colon dot format date, right? Yeah, date. Yeah, that's all, guys. So this is your date of joining. So if you don't format it in dd-mm-yy, then it comes in a very lengthy format. Okay, clear? So this is how you need to use the formatter. You can alter the table column values as the way you want by using OData model still, and you can keep your conditions in your formatter.js like this. Okay, so sending this project to you.